Hey everyone. Some of you might remember the Asian forgotten era of the 2000s, and the shows that were massive at the time. One genre that was kind of niche but also infamous was the nanny shows, where someone would go help a family with the little demon of a child. People liked watching it, because it was heartwarming seeing the kids open up and be a bit nicer. But I'm proud to say that one of the kids that used to be one of those shows has now grown up to be a kick streamer that travels around Asia to hit on girls. One thing I love about this guy is that you can find footage from the show of what he was like as a kid, and it's not hard to imagine the guy you'll see who is just a complete degenerate. So it's almost like he was destined to follow the path of becoming a streamer and pursue his blatant obsession with Asian girls. And don't worry, if that wasn't enough, you'll be seeing another frail, skinny white streamer that brags about the STDs he's gotten from sleeping with Japanese women. So sometimes you really have to step back and admire the landscape of streaming.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about something awesome and cool. We're talking about me. Just kidding. We're talking about the pariahs of the internet, known as kick streamers.
Bro, stop screaming at 15-year-old girls on the street.
If there is a good kick streamer,
Who was that? I swear to God, I know that guy.
They're overshadowed by the vast sea of insufferable douchebags that are also using the platform. There's a lot of good guys, actually. I take that back. Quite a few of my friends, perform on Kick or whatever. Kick's awesome too. It's mostly a bit. It's better than Twitch. I like Kick better than Twitch, but there's like a couple people that are just really bad on Kick. Today, we're not even talking about the latest and lamest activities of our popular friends on the platform that is known as Kick. Not the Island Boys, not Jack Doherty, not that guy that is...
I miss reacting to like 5 videos about them. I want to do more.
Lucy, that's it. I forget these people's names. It just, as soon as I'm done recording, it disappears. We're treading new...
I would not mind reacting to a video about FuziTube. He's just a character that I fell in love with him.
Have a single good bone in their bodies. River McKeever, aka Slightly Homeless, and Harrison Da, aka Harrison IRL, also known as Cool.
That guy doesn't seem that big. He only had like 158 viewers.
It's mind-boggling. I mean, for example, Harrison is known for having STDs. That's like his thing. Like, I have a dog in a candy company. By the way, go to sour.gg, buy some candy. This bro's got STDs. Let us not focus on one of these just yet. These are terrible individuals, and it turns out they are substantially worse than their cohorts. I mean, this truly sets the bar to a new level in which I did not know was possible. Slightly Homeless, or as we will be referring to him in this video, River, is a former reality TV star from a show called Super Nanny. You probably heard
What?
of this show.
Oh, I have, yeah.
It's a hit. It's a mega cult classic. And
Don't tell me it's popular, because he was one of those kids that made the granny like have a nightmare about them. I love how people take like the one modicum of fame they have and try to like twist it into like some kind of gimmick to make people watch them on Kick or Twitch, whatever. Most people like that are just lazy, and they much rather start streaming and get an actual job. So go right ahead if you want to do that.
I was watching this show as a child, and I don't know what else I was supposed to be doing. Probably school. I was homeschooled, so you know. These two little bastards in this episode of Super Nanny are absolute terrors to their parents, and they need this Super Nanny to come and rescue them to set them straight. She failed miserably. One of them is now a world famous Kick streamer. So first off, we'll be going back a little bit and talking about Super Nanny, because I do believe it's pertinent.
I always hated those shows. Like, how can you sit down and actually enjoy watching kids abuse their parents?
Me and you right now, we're having a conversation, you and I think you should just go ahead and sit on my lap for it. The episode aired back in 2008 when Obama just became president of the United States of America. When River is first introduced to the show, he's violent. He's hitting, he's throwing things, he's being very destructive. He's being a bastard.
Put it down.
Go on, call
Put
it
it
that.
down. You don't play with wrought iron.
Oh my God.
Put it down.
That haircut he had was probably like contribute like 60% of his bad attitude.
Him and his brother have driven their 40-plus-year-old parents to tears, which is kind of sad, and it's something you see quite a bit, is just parents who cannot control their children. They can't relate to them, they can't understand them, it's emotional on both sides. It's bad, it's rotten, and that's why we've got the Super Nanny. But even as Super Nanny, Joanne Foster begins her observation of the boys, little bastard, River, attacks.
River's a Super Nanny. I just can't stop thinking about that one South Park bit where Cartman drives her insane.
The young boys, they decided to attack me.
And not only that,
Oh,
he's
she's British.
proud of it.
Hell
He's
yeah.
a true ne'er-do-well, a rapscallion. He smiled about it in a later interview. He throws balls at her.
And then the boys started throwing balls at me.
He's like throwing balls at me. I wanted you to give him a good proper caning.
He says, we need to beat up that lady.
We need to beat up that lady.
No, you don't.
Now, I have to commend him for his focus on teamwork and building a community, but this is not going about it the right way. We can see all of this as epic foreshadowing for what's to come in this little man's life. Even at one point in this video, Corey, River's father, puts him in a timeout, or at least tries to, and River just fights him, and it's seemingly an endless battle between River and anyone who's trying to get in his way. There's something wrong with this child.
Stop now. Stop it. Stop.
Let me go.
And there was this full-blown fight happening between Curry
If that was me, I'd be a good dad and cover him in hot tar and maybe feather him.
So it seems like they have a bit of a breakthrough with River during a homework session, but it's short-lived. At dinner time, he goes right back to being a absolute
I
bastard.
want to see what diets, because most kids, when they're this, not spoiled, but just bratish, they eat like the most generic stuff like chicken nuggets and fries.
Stop.
See. Ew.
Fighting, throwing things, slurs. Just kidding, he didn't say any slurs, but he did throw things. And there's a lot of clips. Look at him. There's so many clips of him screaming, fighting. How about this clip? Is this clip foreshadowing?
I'm gonna behave.
You're gonna behave? Good. Great.
No, but we will use it a lot in this video. This episode of Super Nanny, by the way, all these episodes are lit. This show is so good. We need to bring back some reality TV like
No,
this.
we don't. No, we don't. Those shows suck.
Father has a bit of a breakthrough with River's brother Hunter. This
The only guy I missed, that one like dog training guy that had so much sass about him.
Having Dad teach Hunter how to ride his bike will go a long, long way because he'll remember that his father taught him how to ride his bike.
Unfortunately, we don't really get to see that sort of breakthrough moment with River, and I believe that that is exactly why we are talking about him today, because the Super Nanny didn't work out. Now, following this
He wasn't taught how to ride a bike. Yeah, I agree.
massive child star, he appeared on a show called Zeke and Luther, and by the way, massive, slight exaggeration, he was in a couple shows, I think. I really don't know, but he got a taste of that silver screen and he went mad with it. Now River is a bit of a menace as an adult man with way less excuses. You know, his parents are not to be blamed at this point. River still displays a lot of the same troubling behaviors that he displayed when he was 6, but now he's like 40. River's plan for making content is to just share his experience traveling around the world, his journey around the world. He's slightly homeless. He doesn't have roots anywhere. He's a wanderer. That's cool. I like that idea. The slightly homeless, that's a cool name. It's pretty sweet. He has a TikTok. He's talked about some of the places that he's gone to, like Iraq.
I hitchhiked across Iraq with no money. It started in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq. Yes.
He does not look like that huge of an asshole. But I bet you in a second he's gonna show a clip of him like blowing out.
25,000 Iraqi. He also bought me a taxi to the bus station. So I got my bus ride, and I go through my first checkpoint.
He talks about granny prostitutes in Korea, which is pretty sweet. Hey guys, I hitchhiked across Iraq. I love grannies in Korea.
In Korea, there's a ton of 80-plus granny. They sit on the side of the road selling energy drinks to signal.
That must have been like buried deep into his conscious when that Super Nanny was walking around. He definitely developed some kind of freak fetish from that.
But apparently, there's actually quite a bit of people that are interested in grandma.
Based in Red Pill, I think, right? Right, guys? Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? Kick is where he has now set up shop for his home. He's the least homeless on this platform. He's got over 10,000 followers, which is pretty cool. And all these people are ready to tune in at a moment's notice to watch his antics. During his time on Kick, he has collected some of the usual accolades of streamers his caliber: harassment, abusive behavior towards people of the public, being racist.
Our skin color is very similar. Yeah, very similar. I am Asian. Me Asian. I'm Asian.
Some of these behaviors even
Hell
landed him
yeah.
in legal trouble.
What's his handle? I'm gonna watch him every day.
Nepal. Content creators could possibly face up to 10 years in prison. That's unfortunate. He didn't go to prison for 10 years. He's still around. Now, how the f do you do anything in which a headline like this shows up? 10 years in prison, and then how this is your response, just absolutely just beating around the bush of taking responsibility for any actions. He deflects blame like a true professional and accuses the Nepalese government of being corrupt. Slightly homeless says Nepalese government extremely corrupt after being released from prison. Dude, name a government that isn't corrupt, for one. And also, what are you doing? He even had a war.
In his defense, I'm not saying like, he hasn't explained yet what he was arrested for, but most countries in Japan are somewhat like corrupt, or if not, they have like weird laws that kind of lead tourists to get arrested very easily and quickly. I mean, I know this is brought up like a million times, but that one Ice Poseidon situation where he rented out a private room with no one else in public, and he was just having a small joke for like strip dancing for his girlfriend when he was still had clothes on, but the police still like ran in and like chained him up to like a jail cell and forced him to stay for like, I think it was a month or two maybe, and put him through the worst hell. Well, I feel like in that same hotel where he stayed at, there were at least 10 other people that did the worst stuff, but because of course they lived there, they probably bribed the police, and they have a way smaller chance of getting like punished as harshly as like he did. So there are times where like the police would just see someone from a different, just visiting the country, and would treat them way harsher. Of course, I'm not defending right away what this guy did, which I feel will be bad in a second, but I can somewhat understand being pissed over that mood just for being like a tourist in that country.
To get out while he still had a chance.
My warning to Paul and the others is that their government is very corrupt. It's very...
Dude, he has huge blowjob lips.
That they're not very... Well, they
I'm sorry, I was holding that for like an hour. I had to say it.
Corrupt. It's very similar to Iraq, except that they're not very... Well, they weren't violent in Iraq either. It's very similar to Iraq. And the second they get any information on you, you're probably... So, if I was you, Paul, if you're watching this clip right now, I would get the hell out of there, because you're not going to be safe.
How corrupt are they? They're just letting people go. They let ICE go as well, man. Corrupt in his favor. Also, just to be clear, the Nepalese government is incredibly corrupt, so I am on Slightly Homeless' side here. One example of epic corruption in Nepal...
On his defense as well, most people like, whenever they mention going to Asia, it's always like the same country, like either Japan or Korea. So on one side, you can respect them for going to this smaller country that isn't, you know, as glamorized on Kick or Twitch.
Identifying citizens as refugees, then promises of resettlement in the United States in exchange for bribes. Now that is fucking corruption, dude. So what did this idiot do to land himself in the crosshairs of the Nepalese government? Allegedly, he was flirting with a 15-year-old, and another streamer that was with him, Suspendus, was also arrested for association with...
The funny thing is, I don't even need evidence. Judging from that hair, he definitely did it.
Too egregious in Nepal, but there are some clips in which we can give some legitimacy to this claim, potentially. Him and Sam Pepper, a fellow that makes Logan Paul look like a good, trustworthy guy, are walking down the street. They greet a girl. Sam calls her a 15-year-old and says that he shouldn't yell at underage girls. Good call.
Hello, how are you? Bro, stop screaming at 15-year-old girls on the street.
I'm not 15. You would know about 15-year-old girls, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I looked at her and I saw that she was a 15-year-old girl and you screamed 15. At her.
Here's a clip of him being...
I love British people arguing in Asian countries.
Just a minute. Okay. This close?
This close. What's going on?
I don't know. Should we get out of here?
What's going on?
He wasn't arrested on camera, but allegedly it happened once the camera shut off at the end of the clip. And this is them allegedly being escorted into a police station. Allegedly. I say allegedly because I don't know 100%. Another streamer who is...
I mean, there was evidence of it right there as footage.
A representative from the U.S. Embassy to go see them. River claims that he was rapping and said something he probably shouldn't have said, which is...
I wish when I was a kid, I had like one small time frame, I mean, where I wanted to be an ambassador. I can't imagine being sent to like some country in Asia just to like defend some random streamer for like the smallest crime. If he did try to like date that 15-year-old. I mean, all he just said is hi.
I'm masturbating in the alley. Apparently, I'm from the valley in Cali. Then I look at my salary, $5,000.
Okay, now I definitely would die on the cross for him as an ambassador.
Stick. She wants it so hard inside of her.
Okay, hold on. What? I've seen people like on streaming services, they have like a small UI to like kind of like make the viewing experience better. Why is he down almost $3,000? What?
He's the child star version of Kanye, let's put it that way. The rap is in fact so based and red-pilled that Sam Pepper walks away to disassociate himself. Now all this is indicative of a deeper issue with River, Slightly Homeless, whatever his name is. He kind of has a habit in seeking out young women, trying to get them to kiss him, and also allows his chat to just be bastard savages to these people as well. I mean, it's just classic sort of small Twitch streamer or Kick streamer behavior. This doesn't happen on Twitch. Big W for Twitch there. This
I was just saying, I swear to God, I have seen some couple of stuff, bad stuff on Twitch chat, but yeah, I agree, on Quick it's way more volatile.
Where he goes and actively seeks young women, trying to charm them into flirting and going out with him. He allows his chat to be really misogynistic, sexist, and rude towards these young women, and he does all to moderate it. He tries to get these girls to kiss him on stream, and he knows this kind of stuff gets views. In his post-jail stream, he seemed to completely blame the Nepal police and not take any accountability for being a fucking creep towards possibly young girls, and also for being insensitive towards the local culture. So what do you guys think? Based on the clips we've shown in this video so far, the ancient tale of Super Nanny, I think this guy might be a piece of shit. I'm not 100% sure though. Here's a few more instances that might convince you. Here is an instance from a video in Korea where he showcases trafficked women. He says he only asks how much for journalistic integrity. There's also a time he met up with a girl at her hotel and told her that he was going to stop streaming, but he just hid his phone in his pocket and kept the stream on. Kick degenerates is like one of my favorite things. This is so insane that this exists, that these people are real. This fella named Spree on YouTube made a video called Slightly Homeless, Child Actor to Depraved Streamer, and we pulled a clip from his video. Go check his video out. He even tries to get a kiss from a girl and calls her a latte and then asks if he can drink her.
You're like a latte with 20 sugars.
I love how whenever like skinny white guys would you like impress a girl, but like, you look like a latte. I like the color of your skin.
What the kind of creepy bastard does this? He even made a proposition.
Okay, after that clip, I definitely believe he did that stuff in Korea with like, can you believe they traffic women for this amount of money? Then yeah, he turns off the stream like, oh, okay, give me that one, that young girl over there, I want her.
To another streamer, Bong Bong IRL, for sex. He wanted to have sex, I guess.
I'll give you like 30,000 won. Let's get a room and have sex. 30,000 won.
I think that's like 30 bucks. Maybe 40 bucks. Now for the next part, this arc, whatever you might call it, I don't know the exact timeline, but I'll do my best to kind of articulate it in the way that I understand it. Bong Bong gives this guy, River, a warning on her live saying that he is banned from Korea. And if he comes back, she will call the police. That was on November 14th, or at least the clip that we found was uploaded on November 14th.
If you ever come back, if you ever come back, okay. If you're gonna live, I'm gonna directly call police.
On November 24th, River uploaded a video titled, I survived walking across Korea. On November 24th, the same day that the video went live, Bong Bong claimed to file a police report against River. These clips are all posted on this channel called RT, who just re-uploads clips of streams. I don't know who is posting these. I don't know if this is like a chronic viewer of Slightly Homeless and Bong Bong. I don't really know. This is when River's misogyny sort of rears its ugly head, as if that's like the worst of all the problems we're dealing with here. He told a girl that she was ugly because she's white.
Actually, I'll be completely honest with you. I think white girls are fucking ugly, and you're kind of ugly.
No, right, he definitely has a fetish for Asian girls. He's spending most of his time in Asia looking for girls.
The funny part about this is that his chat was even appalled by the way he treated this woman. That is ridiculously. Legit homeless people are...
So what kind of nerd immediately when they meet a woman is like, I think you're kind of ugly, like right out the bat, like, do you really have to clarify that you don't like her?
Idiot. Watching a lot of his content, I don't know if I've ever seen someone so mind-numbingly stupid. People condemned it on Twitter too. They said he should get deported. It's ironic because he was also deported from Nepal after his alleged treatment of underage girls. The saddest part of all of this and the craziest part is that this content could be amazing. I mean, he's touring some really dangerous and interesting places. He's like Lord Miles, if Lord Miles was just a massive piece of shit. River showcases how inexpensively you can do cool stuff. It had so much potential, but the fact that it's focused around an individual with...
I can just like look up online of people like who wrote blogs about them while visiting the country. I don't have to look up this kind of streams just to know.
Terrible. He has done some cool stuff though. He went to abandoned places in Turkey and got chased by a security guard with a machete. That's pretty dope.
Wow, that's badass.
You guys are... Dude, stop, please. Okay, let's stop. Okay.
Okay, this is gold. Some white guy getting chased by a Turkish guy, like, dude, chill out, man. Back off. Oh, what's this?
Going in. Can I enter? Haitino.
Oh.
I feel like Japan is so much fun. I want to go hang out with the Yakuza, dude. Yakuza. People get mad at me whenever I say Yakuza. I say it on purpose. It's Yakuza. This old boy could have been cool, but instead he's just like Johnny Somali, Jack Doherty, Neon, and Fusi, all those idiots. Harrison Newland, the other guy in this video that we're going to be talking about, also known as Harrison IRL or Cool Slick Live. That's a pretty funny name. This is a streamer cut from a similar cloth as the other guy. Thankfully, he hasn't achieved as much mainstream attention as River. And by that, I mean he has 3,000 followers instead of 10. He doesn't have as much of a footprint either, but the footprint stinks like shit, and I can smell it from 15 miles away. This guy's channel, Cool Slick Live, got deleted or banned or something like that. He still has Harrison IRL, his other channel, but still it must be new because there's not that many followers, and I didn't really feel like looking that far into it. This is his only broadcast, and it's titillating. I love this content. This guy is being accused.
He's been hated from just one stream. But now I want to see what he does in that one stream.
Now, this allegation probably stems from the following clips. He told Ice Poseidon that the night before he had unprotected S-word with a girl, later finding out that she had HIV.
I f***ed a girl last night, this morning. I f***ed her raw, and then I found out a couple hours later she has HIV.
Oh, you gotta get away from me, dude. Bro, why you fuck?
That's awesome. That's badass. They should build a statue of him in that town in Japan or Korea, or I think it was Japan, yeah.
Now, having HIV and spreading HIV intentionally are two wildly, vastly different things. So why exactly are there claims of him allegedly spreading it?
I'm a little bit burnt out on to be honest. Because the past week...
Did you really don't tell me he said I'm burnt out on sex. Come on, dude.
The past week I've literally slept with like 7 different girls, and I'm a little bit tired of it.
The HIV is ripping his body apart from the inside.
And I'd say like half of those I did. Half of those I used a condom.
On his Twitter, he talks about being upset that he didn't have an S-word with more than 3 women in one day. It's crazy that I can sleep with 3 girls in one day, but be annoyed that I didn't do even more. He tried combating the STD allegations by saying, you can accuse me 1,000 times, but I don't have any STDs. It's just weird, bro. It's like you want me to have them to validate your creepy stalker hate. The replies did not believe him at all. One thing that I think is incredibly important to share is that there is a Reddit post that kind of spearheaded this entire thing that sought to expose him for his disgusting actions. And this post contains
oh my, I didn't even think about that. He is like just spreading around but just not having a condom. He really feels like a nerdy kid that has enough money to pay for sex, and he refuses to use the condom. I mean, if he's from America, yeah, he probably, or is he British? I feel like I could hear the accent in his voice. But either way, he's just gonna leave the country after he's done, after he's had his whole charade. But man, I love how no matter like what spectrum you're at as a kick streamer, like being massive or small, you will always just be a piece of heart. It's like a trial by fire where if you're a good person, you might be on Twitch or on YouTube, but if you're like the worst human being possible, then you're going straight to kick no matter what.
Deleted because of his account being suspended. You can check out the page. It's terrible. It's full of horrible shit. There's one clip from his stream where he talks about leaving Japan because there's people after him.
I won't be in Japan for much longer though. I'm gonna need to go to another country somewhat soon. It's a pain in the ass for me to stream in Japan just because it's a bit risky for me. I wish I could stream more, but it's a little bit scary to stream when you have people out for you.
And you guys know Johnny Somali, he's in jail for like 50 years. He's undergoing Chinese water dragon torture, I think. That's Japan though, so maybe not. Maybe I made that up, I'm not sure. There are people that are just kind of tracking his location openly on Twitter. People on the Taiwanese internet act very angry, but Taiwanese people I meet outside are very nice. I had fun clubbing in Xinyi District last night for New Year's and only met nice people. Happy New Year's. A more recent tweet, there is a reply that implies that they found where he's streaming from, near the Health Eye Clinic. So you can see by people's responses to this guy that they are becoming violently angry towards him. Why? We don't really know. His last channel thing was deleted and suspended, so it's difficult to find any sort of...
Those short clips you already showed about him, like bragging about having STDs and spreading around. It's already enough fuel to hate him.
Just allegations. People fucking hate this guy. Maybe a reason that people don't like him is the accusations of him being a pedophile. That's what people accuse pretty much anyone they don't like on the internet, but
It's not hard
In
to
one
believe,
clip, this
from
guy
what he
admitted
said.
to trying to pick up high school students.
Some of them are like seniors in high school, like 18, and they still gave me their number.
They were 18 years old, but like high school students still. People also don't like him because he's obsessed with stream sniping. He likes to show up on other people's streams all the time. And he also loves sex as
what a
well.
leech.
You hadn't noticed.
That's the worst thing about him. He's a leech. Less about him spreading STDs and being a pedophile.
Do you like OTK?
I'll be honest, I'm not really familiar with streaming all that much.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, you're such a cringe!
I'm really happy with the Japanese response to these kick streamers coming. One of them already went to jail, Johnny Somali. I hope this becomes a trend. I genuinely do. I hope people that are making...
We'll soon tell him that I'm pretty sure all he did was pay a fine to leave.
Just fucking put them in jail. I don't care. I really don't know, man. I gotta say, there is no reason for anyone to do any of this stuff. Anyways, don't spread toxicity. Don't spread evil. Be a good person. Log off. Eat grass, or whatever they say. Bye!
I agree, but I want to go one step further and become an ambassador and travel to Asia, group all of these horrible people on Kick, on Twitch, probably it's on Twitch as well, get them all together, and then find a middle ground with Asian politicians by boiling them in a huge cauldron, and then put up a law to forbid these kinds of streamers entering the continent. I think that would just solve the issue right now in the present and in the future. That's just what I think. I want to see what the next country is going to be for like the hotspot for streamers, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't always Japan. I think at first when streaming was kind of like at its like infancy, which is like IRL streaming, where the person just like walked around the town wherever they lived, but then as it got bigger, it started getting a bit boring, so they had to like travel to other places. And I think because it was already like a huge interest in Japan in general, because of the culture and, you know, weebs, it automatically became like the first location for them to like all gather around. And not to mention, I feel like it's somewhat more entertaining when someone goes to a country that they don't speak the language of, but at the same time it's also easy to just like communicate in general, because most people speak English, and if not, they have like a translation app on their phone. So it is a good 50-50 to make it more interesting, but also get help if they need you because of, you know, the language barrier. I feel like somewhere in South America, if it gets safer in the future, might be another hotspot for people to go to, because there is a lot of like horrible stuff going on in those countries that like, might attract degenerates to go there and stream just for the views, no matter how horrible it is or how unsafe it is for them. I mean, I don't really care if it's unsafe for them, because if they're going to those kind of countries in the first place purely to make content out of it and get more viewers, then I don't really care in the first place. But I just feel really bad for the locals there, like in Tokyo, where the work ethic is basically killing you on the inside, and whenever you try to like take some time off, like go drinking, you're bound to come across some streamer just harassing you with the camera in their face. And the same goes for people like in smaller countries like Nepal, where that slightly homeless guy, I'm sure people that like see him every day on the street probably see like 50 other guys just like him who come to the country to like horrible like degenerate stuff. So in this video I do see now why he was arrested, and it was good that he was deported for just being a creep. I mean, there wasn't like any hard footage, and this guy was like trying to tread around it, being like allegedly, but I feel like from the way he was acting on those short clips, that was good enough reason to believe that he was being a creep, like behind the camera. Like, of course you can't have like every second of someone being in a country like on camera, but from what you see of those short clips, you can already expect a lot just from it. Like wherever there's fire, there's gonna be smoke. It's not that hard to believe that this guy was a creep in that country.